When I was a kid, all I wanted to do was magic. I wanted to be able to go up to my friends and ask them, what's this thing behind your ear, and produce coins. It was my, well, thank you. That was my absolute favorite thing in the entire world. I could pull coins all day. I could make them vanish. I could make them reappear. And I managed this from hours and hours in front of a mirror. I loved watching myself perform. I loved looking at the coins, the silk, and I loved having every single moment become so clear that the magic was so strong that nothing could stop me. And then, just like that, it would go back whenever I wanted. Yes. That's what I wanted to do. So as I was looking in this mirror, reflecting back at me was the image of what I was supposed to be in life, who I was becoming. And I could see it so clearly. I could see my potential, my talents, and my passion just growing by the second. I could see my face on those billboards in Las Vegas. And I was 8 years old. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever heard? I was so self-absorbed. Not much have changed. Well, a little things have changed, to be honest. It was the greatest feeling in the world, knowing that I knew exactly what to do to amaze them. I had the secrets, and I knew that one day I want to be just like my grandpa. He was my absolute favorite person in the entire world. So he was a magician, and my dad was a politician. So lying on the job was always encouraged. So growing up, they were like, Caroline, you can do whatever the heck you want. And that's what I did. I decided to find a way to get my body into the right mindset, to find a way to have my body create muscle memory. And by doing so, I found a way to get my mind into the same set. And I actually found someone right before we started this show. What was your name again? Vicky. A big round of applause for Vicky as she joins me on the stage. So, Vicky, please. So, you're not afraid of me, are you?
No.
No, not yet.
No.
That's good. Good answer. So, are you a geek just like me?
Depends what you mean.
Well, I am that kind of person who would go super into detail to get what I want in life. Like this book right here. This is my favorite book in the entire world. It's called The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Have you read it?
No, but I watched it.
Oh, you love Sherlock Holmes. That's great. This is actually my absolute favorite book in the entire world. I love it so much that I think I've read it like 22 times. So that's what I mean with being a nerd. I'm very nerdy. There you go. I want you to please examine the book. Make sure there's nothing strange. There's no magnets, no smoke detectors, no beer cloths or anything like that. 202 pages. You're very thorough, Vicky. Yeah. No. I want you to test me. Yes. We're gonna stand like this. I'm just gonna do this, and we're gonna stand just like this. You're gonna feel my back the entire time, and I want you to open up at any page. Not yet, because I want you to make sure you feel my back the entire time. So I can't do this, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to be able to peek. So I want you to just feel my back this entire time. Make sure there's nothing that could make me cheat in any way at all, and just open up to any page. Yes, any page you want. Where are you?
Okay.
Yes, where are you?
Shall I say?
Yes, please. Which page?
144.
144. Okay, well, I got this. 144. Wait, which paragraph do you want? Do you want the first one or second one? Third, fourth, fifth? Fourth. Very good. Very truly yours, Irene Norton. Is that correct? That was too easy, Vicky. We're going to do that again. Do another page, please. Anyone you want.
You want a short one or a long one?
Any page, really.
No, but the paragraph. You want a short one or a long one?
No, it doesn't matter. Which page are you at?
30.
You're on page 30. Oh wow, that's a good page. Let's do the bottom one there. Okay? It is nothing very formidable, he said, taking a long cigar. Sharp roll from his pocket. It is, and next page, ordinary plumber's smoke rocket. Is that correct? Yes. sorry to tell you that I have been cheating just a little. But you know what's interesting with this talk? It's not really about what you see. It's about what you don't see. And what I want you to see is something else. It is my perspective of what's happening. This entire book is therefore empty. Thank you so much. Well done. Thank you, everybody. Growing up, I wasn't very popular. The other kids, they made fun of me for having red hair. They called me ugly basically every day, that I wasn't good for or at anything. So I stopped performing magic for them. But when I was looking myself in the mirror coming back home, I didn't let them affect the image that I had of myself. I still had that dream, and that dream was mine, no one's to take. And you know what, as I was looking into this mirror, it never occurred to me once that I'd ever have to defend the fact that I'm a woman. I never realized that I could not be just a magician at this point. So when I got into this industry professionally, I had to mention that I was a female before my profession. And I found that very strange and very limiting. Even the magic word for magician in Sweden, trollkarl, actually means, the literal translation means magic man. There is no word for a woman doing magic. Well, it is witch. That's a different type of demand. My ex knows everything about that. I hope he's not looking at this. But that's a literal translation. And that limits me in so many ways. Whenever I go out to do a performance, the person who is interacting with me right before, like the presenter or whatever, who's going to tell everyone what's going to happen, he's always like, oh, it's so great that you're a woman. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm also this and this and this and this. But that's the first thing that they say. And don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it. Being a woman in my industry helps me a lot. I get gigs for being a woman. I get PR for being a woman. It has helped my career bloom very, very much. And I'm very, very thankful for that. But it shouldn't have to be the reason that I am so popular or successful, or whatever we want to call it. Coming into my industry, I realized very quickly that being a woman in mine and many other industries is somewhat of a novelty. Exotic, at times. And at magic conventions, still happens, but the first couple of years when I got to them, there were so many times that people assumed that I was someone's either girlfriend or wife, and I was good for being put in a box and being sawn in two. You know what, if I had one of those illusions, I would put a man in there, saw him in half, and decide later which part to keep. I'm just saying. Yeah, and he would not be happy most of the time. But the gender inequality that I face is so profound, it's ridiculous. But I love it though. Like, going to the magic conventions is the best thing I know. I go there, I get to talk about my passion and my love for this stuff, and I get to drink beers with all of my friends, and best part is, there's no other women, so there's no line to the ladies' room. Only place in the world. It's the best feeling. But now, I want to show you something. Because you can't go anywhere and say you're a magician and not bring a deck of cards. We have a couple of different magicians here too in the audience, and they will know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to try something right here. Oh yes. Just like that. Now, we have a lady's second row. Yes. Have we discussed anything in advance now? No. No? You have to speak up loud. We're recording. No. Good, 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 good. Now, I want you to decide red cards or black cards. About 30 seconds ago, I took one card out. I turned it over. Do you think it's a red card or a black card? You can tell me whatever you want.
Red.
A red card. Interesting. We're going to go to the next person right here. Hello.
Hello.
Red card. Oh, yeah. Everyone wants to join the magician. That is great. She said red. Do you want a diamond or a heart?
Heart.
Heart? Good choice. We're going to go to the next person. So we've chosen red hearts, and now it's your job to decide on whichever number you want. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up to 10. Jack, queens, kings, and aces.
8.
8?
Yeah.
8. Very interesting. So we have red, hearts, and 8. Now, Vicky, we're gonna go back to you. Please keep sitting, that's fine, it's my show, I decide. Yes. Vicky. 8 of Hearts. Do you want to change your mind? Do you want them to decide for you? Do you want to do something else? What do you want to do? You can say whichever card you want, or do you want to go with the 8 of Hearts?
Can I do 7 squares?
7 of Diamonds?
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can change your mind.
Yeah.
That is the best thing about this. We decide ourselves. The 7 of Diamonds. I hope that's fine. She has her own will. Yeah, we're not living in the 1800s anymore. All right. 8 of Diamonds, you said?
7.
7 of Diamonds. All right. As you can see here, Vicky, this entire deck of cards, there's only one card turned over. It would be great if it was the 8 of Hearts, wouldn't it? But it would be even better when I told you you can change your mind to the 2 of Clubs, you said. No? 7 of Diamonds. Well done, Vicky. Well done. I had a long break from magic. I had an almost 15-year break, and I started again when I was 23. At this time, I had studied theology for 5.5 years, and I was preaching for a living. And I absolutely loved it. But I quit to do magic full-time in December 2013. Never looked back. And when I started my business, I did the sensible thing. I called a local newspaper and I said, "Hi, I quit my job to do magic tricks." And they were like, "You're crazy, we're coming over." And they did. And I had been doing magic 2 months at this time. And they come over and we do an interview and it's great. And then about 2 months later, I am featured in a nationwide huge magazine. And I get the cover, a poster, and 7-page interview in this magazine. And I just blow up. Everyone knows my name. But what happened was that my marketing was way better than I was. And everyone started to think that I could do miracles. Well, I could do magic, but not miracles. I mean, I'm sorry to tell you, but magic isn't real. Yeah, sorry. That happens, it's illusions. And all of a sudden, I have to deliver something that I'm not ready for. So all of a sudden, I have this feeling that they, whoever they are they're gonna see that I'm a fraud. And all of a sudden, all female magicians all over are gonna be exposed. Can you get that feeling? It was so strange for me. But it was like the assumption that I was a fraud that scared me the most. But I created it myself. And I work very, very hard, and I do the best that I can to be as good as I can. I'm very far from perfect, and it happens sometimes that I slip up. And the first thing is an instinct that I need to fight that is, oh my God, all female magicians are going to look bad, or all girls are going to look bad, or all women are going to look bad. It's like that feeling, you know, when you're on your period and you sneeze and your tampon lets go. Or is it just me? The first instinct is like panic, and then you're like, nah, you're good. So, yeah, it's a weird feeling. And the same thing happens when I go deeper into the magic, into the community. Last summer, I took a course in magic, and I was assuming I was going to be the only woman, right? But there were like 4 or 5 other women from all over the world. One was from Las Vegas, one came in from North Island, some woman came from, I think she was from Canada, was she? And I was super excited, let me tell you, I was super excited. And I was thinking it was going to be a party, you know? We're sitting there, first day of the convention, and I'm sitting there with all my friends. Oh yes. And my teacher tells me that he's also my mentor and friend. And he tells me, well, us, tomorrow we're going to go out for a guided tour into the city where there used to be Vikings. And I start imagining beers and talking about magic and sharing everything with all of my friends. But then he looks up. And he says, but for the ladies, you're going to stay here and talk about the problems you're facing in our industry. You're welcome. And I'm like, what? What do you mean our problem in the industry? Isn't it everyone's problem that the women are not feeling included? Why are we supposed to sit in a different room and talk about the female magician problem when it's a community problem. I really don't understand. Well, I understand the ambition and the intention, but I don't understand the method. So this is something that we're facing in every industry, not just for magicians or entertainers. We see it everywhere. And I'm thinking that maybe we're asking ourselves the wrong question. Why are we asking still, why isn't there more female pilots or magicians or whatever? Maybe we should start asking ourselves, how can we open up the community more? And I want to be able to look my children in the eye and be proud that I did whatever I could to make sure that I have those shoulders on which the giants are standing on, right? I want to be able to do that. And I have to make sure that when I come out to the real people, I am prepared. I'm ready. I'm doing the very best that I can to make sure that nothing could stop me. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And I decided a long time ago, very long time ago, looking into that mirror, that I can. And now it's your turn. I want you to go home after this, look yourself in the mirror, and come back to me, maybe next year, and tell me what you saw.